Hey, welcome everybody to the 5G Go Zone, where we care about your growth with your app and being able to show up in the marketplace. So I am so happy today that Maggie was able to join us. And for those of you who are listening, we're going to go through our usual 5Gs. What are the 5Gs? They're gratitude, got, give, get, and growth. So I always like to start with what mine are. Gratitude. I am always grateful for every day. I'm grateful for the lessons that I learn every day. And I am very grateful for this community and you allowing me to serve you. And what have I got? Well, I've got a lot. I've got not only the knowledge of apps, but I have so much that abundance is all around me. And I'm kind of grateful for that as well. And what have I got to give? I have my time, my knowledge, and I have a new app that I'm going to be sending out that I'm going to be giving to everybody. And I ask you to share that everywhere that you can. So watch your emails. That's going to be coming out soon. And what do I like to get? I hope to get your energy, your knowledge, and be able to share between us. And that's what I like to get. And my growth, I love to grow every single day. I want to grow this community. That's really what I want to do. I want to grow this community so that it can really shine, because the mobile apps are where it's at these days. They're growing exponentially. So Maggie, I would like to talk to you today about growth and growing your app as well as the rest of the community app, because I think a lot of people could use this. But before I do, let me just ask you the 5Gs real quick. First of all, what are you grateful for? And keep it brief. Doesn't have to be long.
For endless possibilities.
Ooh, I like that. I like that. And an app actually has that for you. So what have you got? What's your got?
What's my got? Relevant to this conversation, I have two apps. One is for the small business sector, and they're both with you. And that's called Brilliant Biz, B-I-Z book. And the other one is about to go crazy live, is Generating Peace, where it's an online community in the app to help people generate peace throughout their day. And it's all sorts of really cool things. We have two peace ministers that are created it over the years.
Oh, that's fantastic. And what have you got to give?
We give. Perhaps to a fault, if there is such a thing. I don't know if there is such a thing. Always giving. Give me an idea what you're referencing so I can.
Well, let's talk about your two apps real quick. First of all, in Brilliant Biz book, what do you give in there?
Oodles. Oodles. We give small business owners and entrepreneurs access to a weekly podcast. So right now there's over 250 of them, and it's all from experts to help you improve your business so it shines brighter. We have a community page there where I'm dropping in all sorts of things throughout the week to prompt you and keep you moving forward and motivate you and coach you. So we have that there. I could go on and on and on, but I'll just stop there.
Stop with that. And then I know with the Generating Peace, you have a real simple give. Don't you give them something that they can give it a test run?
Oh, see that there's so much. I forget about simple things like that. Yes, we have a free trial where you have full access to everything: peace prayers, a community page, place where you can express your gratitude and make prayer requests, another place where you can share insights, or even events that you have going on that support people doing peace. So we have all sorts of stuff, and there's more.
Exactly. So with that though, what do you want to get?
What I want to get is actually tied to my growth.
Okay, so let's jump to growth. Let's do them both together.
Yeah, my get for the small business sector is that they get an opportunity to shave years off of their learning curve from the wisdom that's shared. So that's a very important thing for me, and everything I do in business is about that.
Okay.
And it's a ripple effect. That's what it is about, right? And then in generating peace, oh my gosh, today more than ever, we need more peace in our lives, and we can generate our own peace. We don't have to go to a retreat for a week and have that isolated. It's constant. It becomes a way. So helping everyone learn how to do that in their own way is my give and my growth. And it fortifies me as well in both.
Yeah. Well, and springing board on growth, that which you focus on continues to grow, and
Right.
you're attracting more to it. So,
Right.
so
And
that,
and that's a really big responsibility. For me, it's an accountability. Being a thought leader, it's really important that that message continues to get out there. New ways of thought need to get out there, so that creates new habits for everyone who are seeking.
Yeah, exactly. And so with that, I want to springboard and talk about growth a little bit today, and particularly growing your audience in your app.
Okay.
Because, and we're going to keep this conversation fairly brief, because after all, that's what apps are. They're brief, they're quick, they're right to the point. And people are often looking at their phones while they're on the go, standing in a grocery line, if they're waiting for their kid's soccer game to finish, if they're just killing some time in between meetings, and sometimes just a simple lunch break. They're
Right.
on their phone and their devices all the time, and they're looking at apps, and they want to digest just quick little nuggets of information or activity or something to engage their brain, and possibly even to take their brain off of their work for a little while.
Yeah.
So one of the things about growing people's awareness that your app exists is, yes, to run campaigns and to do contests and all these things that we've talked about, run surveys, everything, but it's about continuous action. That which you focus on continues to grow.
Yes.
And the quickest thing for people to forget is that your app exists if you don't tell them. In fact, there was a business that launched an app, maybe about a year ago. Not with us. It was not one of ours, but it was one that I happen to be on the newsletter for. And I'm continuously on their newsletter. And when the app first launched, download our app. Now I get their newsletter every month, and I purposely scan it, and there is zero mention of the app.
Oh.
And it is still active on the stores wanting to grow. And their growth is less than 20 users. And, you sit back and you wonder why. You have a community of over 1,000 people. How is it that only 20 have the app on their phone? Why is that? And part of it is getting people engaged, but you have to keep your app fresh, and you have to keep telling people about it. What is it? It takes 7 touches. I think it's even more than that now, Maggie, isn't it? To get people. Yeah.
It is. And there's a statistic out there that says 85% of purchases don't happen until a relationship is built for 90 days.
Yeah.
And I'm like, holy cow. So engagement, building the relationship is so important for them to really trust. They're moving through the know, like, trust, right? But you first have to introduce yourself. Everybody forgets that part. I really think it's 4 steps. It's introduce, know, like, trust. And we forget about the introducing. Like, it just dawned on me last week as I'm editing some of my blog posts, and I have over 1,000 of them, which they're all coaching sessions and training for businesses. And I'm like, I should be putting our app or business on my business blog on each post. Oh, gee, wonder what that would do, because I drive a lot of traffic to my blogs. But
Mhm.
I'm like, I can piggyback off of that traffic by
Right.
introducing the app to everyone right there. I'm like, that's easy. All I have to do
Right.
is type one more line and put a link in.
Exactly. And I'm actually going to I'm going to make that a little bit of a twist from the way that you and many others have been doing. Um, and it's got to do with the tiny URL or the short link, et cetera. And this is actually going to surprise you, Maggie, that I'm going to go here, because I just thought of this as we were talking right now. First of all, as you know, sharing a short link on T-Mobile is a problem. I mentioned that a couple weeks ago. They block text messages that have short links in them. So that's one thing you don't want to do. However, you actually on your blog, I'm going to make you put another line in there, or even use the image and make it a hot link with the direct link to the stores for each one individually, and not use a tiny URL. And I'm going to tell you why. Because the stores, when you're doing it on blog, if you're doing it in print material, but when you're doing something that involves the internet itself, and especially a blog, and especially with how high your particular website ranks in Google spiders are going to find your URL, and it is going to push your ranking up in the app store.
Oh, very cool.
So
we're all about boosting rankings.
Yes. So even though in the past I've said you can always share a tiny URL, the market has shifted. And that's what's important here to realize, that the advice that was given back then worked, and it was good. And you're not wrong if you're using that. But since then, in the past few months, some things have really shifted. T-Mobile is one of them, and they don't make bones about it. They publish it and they tell you straight out, this is what's happening. Google does not care for short links. In fact, Google is looking to ban the short link pages and things, and not be able to allow those to rank and to be shared anymore. So this whole short link philosophy that was out there for the longest time for branding these links, etc., is actually starting to be a negative. And so on your website itself, download the app here and have the logo for the app store, or just the words. You can make it just a short, you can make it a hot link using the words Apple App Store, and then have that to a link, and Google Play Store, have that to a link. You can use the images, which you can find on Google Images. You're allowed to use those that are the download. If you go to my website, you'll see the images that I use. If you go part way down for the Brilliant Biz Book, because yes, I'm an author. I'm actually one of the founding authors. So if you haven't checked that out, there's my own personal plug here. Check it out, because there's this rock star chapter 7 in the Blue Book that is by me.
Yes.
And so what I want you to do is take a look even at my own website, unleashmobileapps.com. And I have the full URLs in there. I'm not using a tiny link in that at all. And when the web crawlers, it actually helps our Brilliant Biz Book app, because when the web crawlers come along, it'll say, oh, there it is again. There it is again. There it is again. So I'm going to encourage you to make that change. And anybody who's setting up their websites, if you've had it in the past where it's a tiny link, change it and make it the full link. And that's the why. But that's the other thing, is continue to push it out there. If you need a QR code, no problem. We can help you with the QR code. I can show you how every single Google landing page now, you can have and generate your own QR code. But have that QR code in the app itself for sharing purposes. Because if you're face to face with somebody, you can just open up your app and say, well, here, download this. Boom. In fact, both of Maggie's apps is going to be having that soon, where it will be a scannable QR code within the app itself. We've just started to add those in. And then you also want to put it everywhere you can think. It needs to be prominent on all your social. It can be even up in the header of your social pages. It needs to be on every email that you send out. It needs to be a special email that you send out to people and say, hey, don't forget, if you don't have this app, please download it. If you do have it, please go in and engage. And then in the app itself, you have to give people reasons to keep coming back. Maggie, yours is perfect because with the Brilliant Biz Book app, every single week a new podcast is dropped.
Right.
And these podcasts are chucked with information of business people that they're real people. You can send them messages. You can ask them questions. They're not pedestal people. They are real, down to earth business people like you and I. So you want to keep it fresh. And you send out a push notice every week to remind people that it's there. And
Right.
that's how you're getting the engagement. And then the same thing with your generating piece, you put in a lot of content on the contemplation corners and you give something fresh every day. The
Oh
other
yeah,
thing,
my
Yeah.
gosh, there's like 3 or 4 things that are fresh every day, plus
Right.
what others contribute.
exactly. And then the last thing that you want to do is make special offers for just in-app, something that people can only get there. Now, I open this up to every single one of the members of the 5G Go Zone. If you need a brainstorming session, reach out to me and we will figure out how you can market your app specifically and uniquely just for you. I'm happy to spend 15, 30 minutes going through what can be your freebie and what can be your giveaway and what can keep it fresh coming in. I know we've talked to some people individually, but I'm happy to do that. So, Maggie, do you have some new ideas that you can put into place right now?
Yes, ma'am.
Awesome. And do you have any other questions for me today?
I think I'm good because I'm sitting here going, oh my gosh, I got some work to do.
Yep.
And
Exactly.
And I want to focus on this because it's huge. I have over 1,000 blog posts that I can go ahead and put app on. And
Right.
and it's like, wow, that's where I get the greatest traffic for my business. And if I can let everybody know there's something else that can support them daily,
Right.
oh my gosh, that's golden.
Yeah.
So thank you.
You're more than welcome. And I know on my WordPress site, I was able to create a specific footer just for all my blog posts. So I
Yes.
didn't have to forget. So it's right there. Make it easy. That's the thing. I have my routine every single day. I go through 5 or 6, well, maybe even 10 apps every morning to see what's going on.
Yep.
So you want your app to be part of somebody's routine. And yes, the Brilliant Biz Book one is that, and the same with generating piece. That's part of my habits every day. So want to go ahead and do that. So Maggie, thank you for your time today. Thank you for showing up today, because when you show up, you always get more. And everybody, I want you to go off and have an absolutely fabulous day. Bye-bye.